You're lucky I'm the patient guy.
He's not hunting.
My brother, the property owner, he'd have a problem.
In this video, we will be hunting one of the most challenging places in the country. We only have 2 days, and we have never hunted here before, so odds are not on our side. But we run into some bucks, see plenty of deer, and even have some success. But some nearby hunters were not happy. So stick around and watch us try our hand at some northern Michigan public land.
I love this car, dude. Brand new battery, brand new alternator in there. I don't get it. It's got a little draw. What do you do about that, Molly?
Drop it off sometime.
Usually good stuff happens when they start like this. Well, we're up here in the UP. We're gonna see how it goes. It's not off to a good start.
What's new?
Yeah. Good luck. You usually have to pay me if you want me to be on camera.
Holly, I'm getting some good angles this morning. Good luck, bro.
Thanks.
What are your expectations?
I'll probably shoot one pretty quick here, and I'll just be able to run camera and run a couple through to you.
Get a doe tag, maybe.
Yeah. I'm excited. Maybe not see a deer at all. Maybe shoot a big one. It's kind of the fun, isn't it?
Right.
What are your expectations?
I don't know. I'm hoping to hear some gunshots. That's about all I'm really looking forward to. It's like, I love how it's dead calm out, and I can't wait to hear the first shot ring out. That's kind of my favorite thing about gun season. Hopefully hear some deer running through this marsh over there.
I'll be happy if we can actually just get in there and see some.
Yeah. I can still hear deer running around in the marsh here, so I think it's the same deer, but had a couple does and fawns, 4 of them I think, come up to about 40-50 yards, but there's an old deer camp back in here that I didn't know about when I was setting up, so that was kind of downrange of where they were at, so I was hoping they'd come past to the left or to the right here. And then as they were doing that, Mitch rattled not too far away. They froze up for quite a while there, and then a deer came running towards me from Mitch's direction. It sounded a little bigger, I thought maybe, but it's all you can ask for, really. It's exciting hearing deer coming through the marsh like that. That's what I was hoping for this morning, even if I didn't get to see them. All you can really ask is to know there's some deer around, and they popped out pretty close. Obviously, I was hoping it was a buck, but got some rain starting here. I think since I'm so close to this cabin here, we might get down here in a minute and have Mitch meet up with us and go start exploring some other stuff. But just sitting over this beautiful marsh in the northwoods, you can't ask for a much better morning than that. We got Walker, my buddy Brandon, and Mitch and I all have tags, and then I got a couple buddies that have a deer camp close by that we might meet up with tonight. But there's definitely deer around. I've been seeing them everywhere we drive around, even in town. So I guess that's what I was kind of afraid of, was just not seeing any deer. But it seems to be plenty around. I'm probably going to try to take a doe here if we get a good opportunity. But excited to just try something new here. Never hunted Michigan myself. We did the public land challenge there with the bow a couple of years ago, and I saw a lot of deer and saw some nice bucks. Joe Rentmeester shot a nice buck, and we've got a lot of people that watch the videos that are from Michigan, so mostly hear bad things about it, really. And my experience turkey hunting there and deer hunting there has been pretty good. I mean, maybe there's not a big buck behind every tree, but as far as deer numbers go in a lot of the areas I've been, it's been really good. So never hunted Michigan, never hunted super big woods like this in the northwoods for deer. So that'll be a learning experience too, I think, but that'll be the advantage to having a couple guys. We can kind of cover more ground and just learn stuff quicker. Just keep, bouncing ideas off each other about where to go and covering ground and tell each other what we're seeing. I mean, I'm not very far from the road right now. We haven't seen hardly any hunters. There's not been much shooting. I think I've heard 6-7 shots so far, so we'll see how it goes. That was cool. He was standing right there. I told myself I was probably just going to shoot whatever buck I saw. But I guess not. It's like a little 4-pointer. Somebody was leaving that cabin there, and all of a sudden I could hear a deer running at me. They're just driving down their driveway. He came right to the base of the tree here pretty much, and he kind of saw me, but I stopped him right there. I could have shot him, but I don't really want to be done yet. That's cool. Pretty good morning so far. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled here just in case something else comes from Mitch's way. Plenty of deer around here, I guess. Four-finger track, Mitch.
That's when we get a kill, huh?
I was sitting not far from here this morning, and I heard a deer come in from behind me right when Mitch rattled, running towards me, and it stopped there for quite a while. And then when Mitch started working my direction, as he got closer, I heard the deer kind of just slip this way. It seems like it was probably a big buck. Yeah. It's a fresh track. It's a big one, and it's right where I heard the deer. So we got Walker and Malloy kind of flanking it for us, and we're going to try to maybe stay on this track, but at least, just parallel each other, move in the same direction that this deer did. And there's a little pocket back in there about 400 yards. It looks like habitat changes quite a bit. I don't know what exactly it's going to look like, but there's going to be some sort of edge that's created, and a lot of times that's about how far they go when they're spooked, especially lightly spooked like it seemed like he was. So just going to hunt our way to him, see what we can learn here.
personally. Strong. If I get one here, that's probably what it's getting turned into.
You sealed that, Zango?
No, my vacuum sealer broke, bro. Zango's having a Ziploc bag.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
You're strong, Rickert. Here's that end piece. That'll be a good one. We've been just kind of scouting around, still hunting around with the guns all day in this area that I started out in this morning. I just basically picked a spot out on a map where it seemed like I could see over one of these marshes. Just because we haven't done any scouting here or anything, I had no idea what it was actually going to look like once we got out here. We got the gun in the hand, so it seems like being able to just see any sort of distance. It's all great habitat, really. It seems like just about any of it can hold a deer, and there's a pretty high density of them around, it seems like. We're just trying to use these windy conditions. The rut's going on, so it sounded like a buck. Might work, I don't know. That's kind of the idea behind this. If I ever wanted to come back in here and bow hunt, now I've got a couple spots, like at least a scrape line picked out where, I mean, I feel like I could take a week vacation and sit that scrape line and probably get a good opportunity at a buck, maybe a good buck. So far, day one's been pretty cool. It's I love it here. Everywhere you look, it's beautiful. You don't hear any sort of noise pollution. It's not freezing cold, which I feel like some years, if you pick the right year, the weather could be pretty unforgiving. My buddy Dan shot a buck. Might go see that tonight. I think we might be back in here till close to dark, so I don't know what we'll do right around dark. We might just see where other people are hunting at, or I don't know, maybe try to get in somewhere else. But Walker's down in this thick stuff right now, just kind of seeing what that's all about. We're just kind of standing around the edge of it, waiting to see if anything comes out of there. So that's the plan, just kind of keep hunting around each other, maybe get lucky and ease up on something. If not, spook it towards one of the other guys in the group. So.
Just had a little buck come up and stop at about 40 yards. Stopped way too thick to shoot though, and then started running. I had it in the crosshairs for a second, but just couldn't take a shot, so pretty exciting. It almost worked perfect. It was coming right at me and got me right at the last second, stopped where I couldn't shoot. So yeah, keep moving. Maybe we'll get another chance.
Any big ones back there?
No, that really wasn't that fun.
No?
Not once I got to the water down there.
Pretty thick down in there?
Well, it's really not that bad, but it's like that, I don't know what it is, like that swamp grass, duckweed type stuff that's dead.
Uh-huh.
But the ground's just like that soft moss. Just
Almost seems like there's not enough pressure around to have them push down into where it's super wet, you know, like where they don't have to be down there necessarily.
And then obviously once I got to this thick pine edge, I started seeing more trails. And
Yeah, there's a lot of like pretty big scrapes up on that road that goes up there.
where Mitch was up there, Mitch left me to come up on the ridge, and I went like another 100 yards, and there's a really big fresh rub, like probably for sure yesterday.
Uh-huh. They're around.
Can I help you? You need a ride to a stand, or?
I'm just gonna sit right off the road here.
How's that? You like that Sitka?
Oh yeah, I get up to these trees I can't see because the sky's blue and the camel's blue.
Golly, I gotta get me some of that. Hey, you have a good day,
I've
man.
actually never tried it before. I'll report back after this sit. I've never tried it. Probably kill a big one though, seems like. We were been having a pretty slow day today, but that's because we picked up camp and moved like, I don't know, 2 hours to a new area. We haven't really seen many deer today, but hopefully that changes tonight. But Jake's going into a spot to check it out. He thinks he's probably gonna sit there.
Got a deer close to me tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna end up seeing it. The wind's dying down so much that I kind of just still him out way in here. Trying to sound like a deer. And that deer just stood up. It's not like 150 yards from me, and it's kind of coming my way. I don't know if I'll end up walking up on this trail that I'm sitting on or not, but it probably heard me walk in before. Somebody thinks I was a deer before and will come over here and check me out. But just kind of ran out of time to find a spot that I really love. We were just covering ground. We had to do some computer work middle of the day, so we're back out in full force tonight. If we don't run into any other action to show you here, it's been a pretty fun trip, honestly. It was more fruitful than I thought it would be. It's our first true swing at the Michigan northwoods, so we didn't turn up a buck on this trip. It seems like we learned a lot. We just bounced around to ridges and swamps and cuts and found some really good sign. Had a few close calls. Could have definitely shot deer, but no big boys. I've never hunted anything like this before, so it was cool. I'd come back. Not many hunters, plenty of deer, plenty of woods to run around in. Feels like a lot of really old deer camps that unfortunately it seems like not a lot of them are in use.
So for a little more context here, I'm sitting about 120 yards from the property line, facing away from it. And as soon as I shoot, I hear some loud talking and door slam on what sounds like a permanent blind, which from looking at my map after the fact, it seems like they actually have their blind on public land. But I hear people start to walk my direction, so I move towards them because I don't know where I hit the deer or if I hit the deer, and I don't want to spook it if it's still alive. And my microphone was acting up, but I captured most of the conversation.
I didn't know you guys were sitting there. I've been in here for a couple hours.
Yeah?
I didn't know you were sitting there.
What'd you shoot?
A doe. I don't know if she's dead or not, so if we could try not to talk too loud.
You know where the private property is?
Yeah, I know where
Where?
the line is. It's right over here.
Probably know right where my bait is too, eh?
I've never been in here in my life, sir.
Yeah, whatever.
I might as well check my traps since I'm back here.
I've never hunted here before.
Camera right next to my trap. Yeah? I had a trap right there. You're lucky you didn't sit in it.
What kind of trap?
Foothold for a coyote, a bobcat.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah?
Where are you from?
Wisconsin.
Figures.
How the sounders.
Back to your rattling too? So for your back to your rattle and your horn still?
Where are you shooting?
That way. I had no idea you guys were sitting there, had bait. I came in from that way and I sat down on this hill because it was too calm to keep moving and scout around anywhere else. So I just sat down. I'm not trying to mess your hunt up, I swear. I just came up here to try to get some venison.
Well, we're done for tonight, I guess, eh?
Yep. Sat all day. I haven't moved.
Does nobody ever come in here and hunt on the public, or?
Not normally.
What?
Where's this deer you shot?
I don't know. I shot at her over there and she ran off. Hopefully she's not running further now that we're talking here. She ran that way. Hunting on public land, I bought a license. I'm not doing anything illegal and I'm not trying to mess your hunt up. And like I said, I won't come back. I'm sorry that you sat there all day, but
Do you know where the property line is?
I do. It's right over there. I got a map on my phone that shows me right where it is.
Were you here last year too?
No, I've never been here before, I told you.
We'll find you deer.
So I go check for blood and eventually get uncomfortable because they're just standing there watching me. So I decided to head back to the car and grab a brighter light. And the rest of the guys, since I felt pretty confident that I hit the deer, was only standing about 80 yards away, standing still. So I decided to ease out of there and come back with the rest of the group.
You find it? Huh? You can find it?
I'm gonna go back to the car and get my light and my stuff to get it out if she's dead in there.
Oh, you didn't find it. You're gonna walk all the way to the car to get your and come back in here?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the light on your head?
It's not bright enough. So I'm gonna cut it up out here and stuff. I wanna be able to see what I'm doing.
I don't think you hit it anyways, but do what you gotta do. You're lucky I'm the patient guy.
And he's not hunting.
My brother, the property owner, he'd have a problem.
Well, good luck the rest of the season.
Yep, thanks.
Come here, you pedo. Thank you, Lord.
Not no Bambi.
No. North Country, though. The blowing queen of the North Country.
What's it good?
Double lung, looks like, huh?
Nice.
Good job, Jacob. Your first deer in Sitka.
That's all I had to do was put the stick on.
And your UP best.
Guaranteed kill. Seems like 100% of the time, works every time. Super doe. Still a buckless super, but not a doeless super at least. Let's get your meat on ice, huh, boy?
Yeah. Hopefully without getting in a fight.
I don't think they're coming back in. Yeah. I really didn't get time to react or, soak anything in because somebody came off the private. I heard the blinds, the door shut, like 100, 150 yards away. All of a sudden, here they come marching in, and they weren't happy. So, what do? Public land. Shot her on public. She died on public. We were completely within our rights, but apparently they didn't like that. So, that was a situation where it's just like, you don't want to be smarting off to people because it's like, they got a gun. And it's like, you don't know these people, so especially being by myself, that kind of freaked me out. So hopefully get her out of here nice and safe and got some beautiful meats to enjoy, but hopefully this is the end of the video.
They blow, they go,
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't think I've ever shot a doe that blew at me. The Catman does it all the time, and I love that.